First, it was Trump derangement syndrome. Now it's climate despair. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Obvious, bringing you the obvious. And today, on advice.com. No, it's not a joke. It's not a practical prank. It's real. Environment, climate despair is making people give up on life. It's super painful to be a human being right now at this point in history. You know, I find it really interesting that consistently there's these weird mental disorders and diseases in the left wing. And it's never the right wing. There's nobody on the right wing that has climate despair. It's a lot like Trump derangement syndrome. Who gets it? The left-wingers. And yes, there is a reason. You see, as we've discussed in great detail, the left wing is highly ideological. Most of its ideas and most of its tenets are based on empathy and emotion, not reason and not rationality, but emotion and feelings and belief. So when the left wing is going around fear-mongering about, oh, the world's gonna end, climate change, which literally cannot be stopped at this point. So literally anything we do, it's not gonna matter because it's impossible to stop. Not to mention, some of the biggest polluters are developing countries who will pollute much more. That means you, China. And no one's gonna stop. America could completely cripple its economy, completely destroy it. I'm talking the next Great Recession. It could do that. And it could, cut emissions in half. So let me ask you, what's the point? There is no point. You see, in order to truly progress, we need better technology. And technology grows the fast, literally not a drop in the bucket. So let me ask you this. Is it really a good idea to enact left-wing policies to fight climate change? Which will cripple the economy. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, before we dig into this, just a reminder. You can find my Patreon and Subscribestar links, as well as a PayPal donation link, down below in the description. I have affiliates, I have my social media. Be sure to take a look. Follow me on other platforms. I'm on BitChute as well. So let's read this article. It's by Mike Pearl. In summer of 2015, the warmest year on record at the time. Hey man, it's cold in Antarctica. That must mean that there's no climate change. In fact, I guess there's an ice age. Yeah, that literally doesn't mean anything. It was the literal heat that got to Meg Rutan Walker, a 37-year-old former teacher in Kitchener, Ontario. Summers have been stressful to me since having my son, said Rutan Walker, who is now an environmental activist. Oh, so you became a hippie. It's hard to enjoy a season that's a constant reminder that the world is getting warmer. Typical brainlet, climate change does not mean that everything's going to be hot. Climate change means that the balance of the weather systems and all that and the ocean are going to change. Deserts will become snowy fields, and snowy fields will become beaches. It does not mean that everywhere is going to get warmer. You're brainlets. And you wonder why I can't take this cult of environmentalism seriously? It's because no one even knows what they're talking about. Nobody knows the science. I think my anxiety has reached its peak, Rutan Walker continued. It felt like there was nowhere to go. And although she had spoken to her primary care doctor about anxiety, she hadn't sought help with her mental health. Suddenly, she was contemplating self-harm. Listen, lady, I don't think your problem has anything to do with the climate. Though I don't think I would have hurt myself. I don't know how to live in fear of the apocalypse. Jesus. And you wonder why all these diseases are popping up on the left. It's because, first of all, they're emotional to begin with. Second of all, these people tend to not be mentally stable. And third of all, the Democratic Party, like the left wing, pushes these agendas. Global warming, socialism, free healthcare, free shit for everybody. And drives them insane. My son was home with me and I had to call my friend over to watch him because I couldn't even look at him without breaking down. Jesus, she sounds like a nutcase, Rutan Walker said. She eventually checked herself into an overnight mental health facility. Her case is extreme. But many people are suffering from what could be called climate despair, a sense that climate change is an unstoppable force that will render humanity extinct and renders life in the meantime futile. No, honey. Humans will not go extinct even with the unstoppable, yes, it is unstoppable, climate change. It will not kill us. It won't. Some people will die, probably, or have to move. So what? The climate changes all the time. The climate has been hot before, it's been cold before. In fact, we could have another ice age, which can completely wipe out climate change, and it'll be really cold. You really don't know. Not to mention, the biggest factor in all of this is sun activity. If the sun decides it wants to heat up, then we're going to get heat up. If it wants to cool off, we're going to be cooled off. The sun's the biggest contender here. As David Wallace Wells noted in his 2019 bestseller, The Uninhabitable Earth, that's so arrogant. The climate has changed so many times in history, and life was never uninhabitable. Life will survive, even if humans get wiped out. For most who perceive an already unfolding climate crisis and into it a more complete metamorphosis of the world to come, the vision is a bleak one, often pieced together from perennial eschatological imagery inherited from existing apocalyptic texts, like the Book of Revelation, the inescapable source for Western anxiety about the end of the world. Yeah, if you're brainlit. Whatever you call it, this is undeniably a real condition. No, it's not. If not one, with a set of formal diagnostic criteria. It may search that status. It took decades for burnout to be declared an official occupational phenomenon by the World Health Organization. You guys are dreaming. This is pathetic. This is as pathetic as Trump derangement syndrome. Oh my God. Oh no, the climate. None of you actually care. I'm just going to make that clear. I see the future right now. I see humanity dying. I see the species declining. I see humanity destroying itself unless we change radically, unless we finally grasp an ideology of transcending our physical limits, of becoming better humans, of erasing our flaws using the power of technology and biology. Unless humanity evolves, I see us being destroyed. But you know what I don't fear? I do not fear climate change. That will not be what destroys humanity. Humanity is what will destroy humanity. And people on the left who push regressive ideology and people who refuse to embrace transhumanism, literally anything, changing anything, they're the ones who are destroying the world. That is my despair. This is the entire problem. Humans aren't changing, and humans are the source of the problem. So we need to fix humans. Capiche? You're not going to fix the planet, I'll tell you that much. It's impossible to know how many people like Root and Walker have experienced climate despair as a mental health crisis, but despair is all around us, in our own momentary but intense reactions to the latest bit of climate news, in pitch black memes and jokes about human extinction, even in philosophy and literature. I mean, yeah, that's always been in our history. There is now a fringe group of scientists and writers who not only take our imminent doom as an article of faith, but seem to welcome it. But climate despair goes far beyond a reasonable concern that a warming planet will make life more difficult and force humanity to make hard choices. Instead of rallying us, climate despair asks us to give up. Honestly, you should, because climate change can't be stopped. You want the world to be a better place? Why don't you vote and lobby for funding into nuclear energy, nuclear plants, and research into cheaper, more efficient solar panels? I don't see you doing that. Oh, why would you actually try to solve the problem? Oh, because you're brainlets. Because you always thought with emotions and feelings, and you gave yourself this mental problem. Yeah. This is why I have no respect for leftism, for environmentalism, or for any of this activist garbage. None of them actually care about finding a solution. And if you tell people the solutions, they're like, oh my God, no, that's evil. Science is evil. I can't handle the future. I don't want to change. Let's just stay the same. We can stay the same, and then everything will magically be solved. It worked so well out last time, didn't it? And so the cycle continues. Visualizations were presented to test subjects who were urged, in fear-based terms, to take action or else. Most of the time, these appeals produce denial, apathy, avoidance, and negative association. Okay, I've read a lot of studies about the human mind, and I'm going to explain that. This is a flawed study. You want to know why? Because it has been shown, and this is a marketing thing. If you give someone a problem, and you don't provide a solution, people will either ignore it or feel bad. The key in marketing is, here's the problem, here is a solution. Puddle, ShamWow. Yeah, there you go. You fixed it. That's how you fix it. All you guys are saying, the world's gonna end. Quick, burn the Constitution. Put in socialism. Eliminate cows. Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, you're so smart. Wow. Experts say it is precisely the wrong time to greet doom with open arms. I agree. But you people are in the way of actual progress. The progressives are actually the ones dooming us all. This is painful, Lertzman said. It's super painful to be a human being right now at this point in history. Nonetheless, she added, we need to translate our concern, our despair, our anger, our feelings into action. I know a solution, my friends. Y'all remember World War II? I really like this one because it's true, but it has nothing to do with climate change. Specifically, the letter noted that children are aware that grown-ups are leaving them a shitty world. Yes, 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 yes. But for none of the reasons you think. No, it's because the boomers, they destroyed the economy. They set up social welfare. They took everything, basically, ate it all up and made everything expensive. They basically destroyed the entire future so that they could have the American dream. Only for boomers, for no one else. We're all screwed. The world is shit. And Trump, like people like Trump, are probably some of the last saviors of Western civilization, right? And you have half the population trying to undermine him and actively undermining him, and a left-wing cult that wants to get rid of him. And, let's just get the Democrats. Let's give everyone free stuff. Let's just have open borders. We'll be a third world country, kind of like California. It'll be great. We'll solve everything that way. Sometimes I wonder if humanity even deserves to exist. Look at our weak brethren. Look at our weak kin. Look at them dragging us all down. So 11-year-old girl became ill after learning about climate change because she was brainwashed by the climate, activists and environmentalists. She lost like 10 kilos. She later found out that she was on the spectrum and she had OCD. I'm still okay. Like I said, some of these people have other problems. Jesus Christ. Look at what they're doing to people. I had full-blown panic attacks about the Arctic sea ice melting, polar bears starving, and I told my mom life was pointless. What a joke. I don't blame her. But you're 22, you're 18 years old. Grow up. I became very death-seeking. And a large part of my justification for feeling like that, where I'd be better off dead, was that humans are hurting the earth so much. See, this is when it goes too far. This is when being a hippie and being an environmentalist goes too far. These people are emotional, they're not stable, they want to fight a cause. I can respect that. I have a lot of causes that I want to fight for, namely humanity becoming better. Not in spirit, not in thought, literally becoming better through science and technology so that we can transcend our problems and our flaws. A real cause with real benefits. So they're pointing out that the science proves that trying to stop climate change is impossible. Therefore, we need to focus on more important matters. And the rest of the article is honestly just fluff. Let's jump to the conclusion. Blah, 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 Bill Nye, the fake science guy. The world's unfair. Give in to it for a moment. Cry out. Let yourself acknowledge how effing bad it all is, and how a lot of it is never ever getting better. In short, grieve. How about you stop being a child, find a solution, and work towards that solution. And if the solution is something that you don't like, suck it up. Do it anyway. That's what getting results means. The process does not matter. The result is what matters. That's the problem with the left. They're all about the process, while everyone else is about the result. Rutin Walker told me she often uses grief as a way to process her emotions about the climate. We have to acknowledge that we've changed our planet. Honey, the planet changes itself. So does the sun. It's not all us. We've made it more dangerous and we've done harm, she said. Okay, sure. What are you going to do about it? Oh, like I said, you're not going to fund science. You're not going to fund nuclear because nuclear has nuclear waste. You don't care about the environment. You just want to be virtuous. You live in a fantasy land where everything can be perfect. It can't. You need to do what works. You need to get results. Let go of the ideology, let go of the feelings, and for once in your damn life, be rational, be reasonable, be logical. That's how you solve things. Grief is a process, a recognition. Rutin Walker explained, but you can still move on. That is a story, and believe me, I did summarize it. I skipped over a good bit of content. But that's the story, folks. Climate despair. That's now a thing. The weakness of humanity grows ever stronger. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Do you think climate despair is a real disease? Are you suffering from climate despair? And what do you think about climate change? Do you think I'm correct in asserting that we should focus all of our energy into a good economy and providing more funding for nuclear power plants, and cheaper, efficient solar energy? And that maybe we should focus on what works instead of ideology and feelings? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You let me know. Now, someone who is automatically demonetized every time I upload a video and don't even get those videos reviewed until all the views have come and gone, you can support me by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. There are different tiers. You can choose whatever you wish. Doing so will get you access to Fight Club, a private Discord server. There's also PayPal options if you want to donate. If you prefer a physical product, check out the affiliate link in the description. Currently selling magnetic MacBook Pro covers to cover your camera. It's a stylish security device. They have a NyanCat version. And of course, if you feel so inclined, you can share the video. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.